Double check nobody's on this frequency. We're gonna get rocking and rolling here. Doing some parks on the air this morning. Man, starting off screwing up a lot. rest of his call. K-4451, I think. So I get him a lot. He's always somewhere around a 5.2, 5.39. I'm pretty sure that that's his call sign. I couldn't exactly hear the first letter, but I've got it in the logbook a bunch of times, so I'll go back and double check. Doing good so far this morning. Yeah, this guy's in Texas. Keep everything complete. Sorry for the road noise. This park is right up on a major highway. Well, this part of the park, Tuskegee National Forest, is a lot of places. It's a lot of acres. But this is the Tasca recreation area. It's one of the only places with picnic tables, so decided to come here this morning to make it easy on myself. .559 seems to be the RST of the day. That. Ah, come on, I got a truck driving by. Can't hear it. Ah, I gotta love highways. Not 100% sure I got his call sign right, actually. Dang, I hope I did. Maybe he'll respot me so that I can look at the spot. We'll see. It's one of the nice things about recording these videos too, is I can go back and listen. Make sure I got that right, because I think I messed up that call sign. Question mark there, so I remember to do that. It's about the propagation forecast. It says that 40 meters is dead. It's not fantastic, it's very noisy, but it looks to be usable to me. Just goes to show you can only take those so seriously. 888CL. Fast. K-4451. NE4TN, my Tennessee friend. Nice strong signal as always. So far. Get an answer for a second. I need to turn this QSK speed up a little bit. CW delay, whatever you want to call it. I don't like on this radio for it to really break in too much. It's too clicky. One more time. Come back one more time. K-A-H. K-A-S. have no idea if that was intentional or not, but man, deafening when people do that. If you're gonna tune up, do it a little bit off frequency. I mean, I understand everybody's got to tune up, and I do it sometimes, and I've done it before by accident over somebody, but man, it's rough. Makes it really hard on an activator. Of course, then you got your folks that do it on purpose just to screw with people and try to keep Parks on the Air people off of the air. They think that Parks on the Air is ruining ham radio or whatever. Truthfully, I wouldn't even be into ham radio still if it wasn't for Parks on the Air. It's really what kept me in it. I love going out to parks and sitting in some beautiful trees and setting up portable antennas and all that kind of fun stuff. And not really one to just sit behind my desk for hours at a time and operate. So this is what keeps me in it. So if it's killing ham radio, well, sure didn't kill it for me. I was actually thinking about going up to 20 meters, but if that was somebody doing it intentionally to try to keep me off the air, then I'm going to keep calling CQ here for a minute so they know they did not succeed. ET. It's a cool call sign, MET. Man, that's a tough one to send, especially in a pile up. Strong signal. Doing good, sir. Send my call again. I just screwed it up bad on that last one. Had to tell him nice signal. Lost my train of thought staring at a car. Oh, early morning's ADD and Morse code for you. Forget where you are in the middle of sending something. End up sending something totally off the wall. Sorry. Oh well, alright. I'm gonna roll up to 20 meters real quick, see how the band's doing up there, see if we can get some contacts a little bit further out right now. Pretty much on 40 meters, 30 meters, this time in the morning. Who cares about the band conditions? The one thing I care about the most is how noisy is the band, because if it's too noisy, sometimes these lower frequency bands will be really noisy if the band conditions are real bad. In those scenarios, then yeah, I'll skip them. I'll just go straight up to 20 or 15. Well, I'll try 15. Don't ever have much good luck there for some reason. But noise is really what I care about. As long as the band's not too noisy, I'll give it a go, because heck, sometimes the propagation will be terrible, but you know, I'll do great with a bunch of Alabama and Georgia and North Carolina. I'm in Alabama. I'm in kind of central East Alabama, and so Florida, North Carolina, Tennessee, There's several states like 300 or 400 miles out with lots of ham radio operators, so even if the band conditions are bad, normally I can fill up the 10 contacts necessary for parks on the air, even just with folks in the states right around me on 40 or 30 meters. So that's why you'll see me jump on those bands first a lot of times, because it pretty much guarantees that I'll have a successful activation before I start wandering my way up to 20, 17, 15, 12 meters, even 10 meters sometimes, because those bands are kind of a crapshoot. Sometimes I'll do good and I'll get 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 contacts on them, but this early in the morning, man, 20 meters is not always that great, judging by RBN numbers. So this is a thing I put together on my site. Not 100% sure you can really see it or read it that well, but what I've got here is RBN spots. So these are spots that are either sent or received by stations in the US. It's not really shrunk down to just my area, but just in the US in general, it is an aggregation of how many spots have either been sent or received by US stations in the last 1,000 spots. So generally the top 3 bands here are going to be your ones that perform pretty well. So regardless of propagation maps or whatever, these are CW and RIDI, so probably like 95% CW. These are the bands that are being used right now. So regardless of what the propagation forecast says, this is what's being used. So 20 meters at the top, so looks like it's doing pretty good. 30 meters probably doing great. Honestly, I could probably roll up to 30 meters and do fantastic, but we're just going to roll up to 20 meters, see if we can make us some more contacts and head out of here in just a few minutes. All right, got my 40 meter coil taken off. Now we'll flip up here to 20. Try to find us an open frequency. Kind of surprised I don't hear a whole lot. Let's listen here for a second before I check my SWR. Should be pretty good. Man, this MC-750, one thing about it is the tuning marks on it are pretty dang accurate. I mean, all in all, it's pretty good. Doesn't sound like there's anybody on this frequency, so let's go ahead and write it down. 14062, and what the heck, let's do 62.5 because that's the exact frequency we were on 40 meters, the ending part anyway. We were on 7062.5, so we're gonna go 1462.5 and see what happens. Forgot where I am. Does anybody else do that? Just like you're in the middle of a word or your call sign or anything and you just totally blank out on what you're sending? Surely I'm not the only one. All right, sounds like we're good and free here. Band's a little bit quieter. Let's check, see. So my preamp is on. I've got the narrow CW filter in this radio. I've had this radio a few years, and honestly, they weren't nearly as hard to find when I got it. They had already stopped making them, but man, they were all over eBay. I think I paid $100 for the CW filters, one of the Collins 500 hertz CW filters. I'd love to get one of the 300s, but the 500 works pretty good, and I don't use this radio that much anyway, even though I love it. I don't know if you can tell, but that 200 milliseconds is really kind of a sweet spot in the delay. So basically between sentences it breaks and lets me receive and hear, but between letters it's not clickety clackety. Can't stand that. Got somebody way down in there. One thing this radio's got going for it is the speaker. KX2 is my favorite radio by far, but man, the speaker in the FT-817 is worlds better. It's a nice full volume speaker. Maybe. Did I get your call wrong? I know it's a 5H. Alright, or just disappearing. I guess that's what's going to happen here. Not going to scratch the call out yet, just in case they come back. KN. Same guy. Yep. Three so far on 20 meters. Sorry for my terrible handwriting. But rolling along. I'm gonna go for about 6 more minutes. See what happens. Not a lot. A, C. At least we're at 20 now. AJ. Starting to rain. Alright, perfect. Sounds like the pileup stopped and it is raining now. So, we're going to go QRT. Normally I would put out a call, but I don't want anyone else to come back because it's raining. I need to pack up. So, one reason that I like taking out the FT-817 is it's super tough. I don't really worry about it that much, even if it does get rained on a little bit. Whereas the KX2 is a little less sealed, so some water can get around the case and that radio pretty easily. But the 817, I mean, it would have to be in some pretty heavy rain for it to get in the case. I've used it in some scenarios where I probably shouldn't have, where it was sprinkling pretty well, and it's never hurt it yet. Don't do what I do though. I'm not making that as a recommendation, but it is the radio I take out if I think it's likely for it to get rained on. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching and joining along this morning. It was a good activation here in Tuskegee National Forest. I know they did a controlled burn here recently, so the ground's kind of charred and it smells a little bit like campfire, but that's okay. We had a great time. We're using the Chelegance MC-750 antenna. Don't know how well you can see that from there. Just set up here nearby. This antenna does pretty darn good for a vertical with ground radials. Sets up in a couple of minutes. So really appreciate you guys joining along, and we will do another activation here soon.